everyone. I'm Ellie Moore with the Community Foundation. I think I know actually everyone on the call, so that's exciting. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We've got kind of a lot of content here for you this morning. I doubt it will take us the full hour, so we might give you some time back in your day. But we will just go ahead and get right into the thick of things. So we will do intros here in just a couple minutes, but wanted to make sure you were kind of aware of housekeeping stuff first. So we'll be sharing screen and checking chat as we go. If you have any issues seeing anything or want something zoomed in, any of those pieces, let me know. Also, we do have time at the end for Q&A, but please feel free to stop us in the middle and ask whatever you may want, either via chat or just unmute and let us know what questions you have for us. Additionally, apologies for my clumsiness with tech today. Sharing our office makes our setup a little bit weird. So hopefully all will be well, but we will move in here. So today we're going to really walk through kind of general information about Great Give Day. We'll do some welcome and intros so you know who our steering committee is this year. We've got all new faces, which is really fun. So we'll do that piece for you. We'll talk through what Great Give Day is, a little baseline information, walk through the website itself, what tools and resources are out there for you, including the toolkit, which is our kind of big meaty piece. So we'll walk through that, let you know what's going on, what's in that piece for you. And then talk through tracking and data collection for the day of how that looks and leave some time for Q&A. So really overview of Great Give Day, how to engage, and how to participate as a nonprofit. So quick intros. I'm just going to intro everyone, and then you'll hear from everyone individually on the steering committee as we go throughout the rest of the session. But I am Ellie Moore with the Community Foundation.
I'm Kayla. I'm interning with Ellie this semester at the Community Foundation.
And this is Kayla's special project, so it's been kind of fun. She's really engaging on Great Give Day. So if you have questions, let her know. And then we have Haley Crabb with Film Scene. Thanks, Haley. Kelsey Callahan with Community Crisis Services and Food Bank. Laura Ebinger with the Foundation for the Iowa City Community School District. She wins for longest title, I think. And then Robin Boudreau with No Foot Too Small. So I'm actually just going to kick it off right away to Robin, and she'll get us going.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for hopping on with us today. I think most of you are probably familiar with what Great Give Day is, but just in case, a reminder that this is open to all Johnson County nonprofits, donors, and community members. It is just the one single day of collective fundraising in Johnson County. It is happening on May 7th, so coming up here really quickly. And why are we doing this? Why has the Community Foundation spearheaded this for us for the last several years? It's really to celebrate and uplift the important work that our nonprofits are doing here in the area. So we want to encourage our individual organizations to fundraise specifically for their own work, raising awareness and funds to support this sector. Again, why do we do this on May 7th? This is an opportunity for all of us as nonprofits to drive awareness, to share the good news of the work that we're doing, certainly to fundraise for our programs, and to showcase the collaboration efforts in our community. I think if I could offer one gentle reminder that while the Community Foundation is spearheading this day for us, it is really up to us as local nonprofits to participate and to fundraise for our own organization. So get out there, promote the day, and drive funds for your organization.
So you've heard the day, May 7th, quite a bit. It's a fairly short timeline leading up to that. We have launched the website, sent out save the dates, have started communicating about what Great Give Day is. Of course, May 7th will be the day to fundraise, to actively pushing out that message to your organizations. But another important component that makes this really part of a collective effort is making sure we all are reporting on our success from Great Give Day. So we do ask that you fill out a simple donation tracking form the following day by noon, so that pretty quickly after we can gather up all our totals and share that with the full community. We'll dive into more specifics on these here shortly, but again, how you as nonprofits can participate first is joining and signing up, making sure your nonprofit is registered on the Great Gift Day site. Share about the opportunity to give with your donors, certainly on May 7th, but it is up to you to communicate about that ahead of time and build some awareness and excitement leading up to May 7th. On that day, you'll be fundraising using whatever tools your organization has at your disposal. And then, of course, we want to track collectively just how much our community gives on that day.
Okay, so I know some of the organizations represented here are already listed on the Johnson County Great Give Day website, which is johnsoncountyGreatGiveDay.org. If your organization is listed and you haven't had a chance to check it this year, I just recommend that you go in there, make sure that your logo is up to date, your mission statement, all of that information. If your nonprofit is not listed, we highly recommend that you do list your organization because a lot of the communications will direct community members here to this Johnson County Great Give Day website. We're asking for very limited, pretty simple information, your name, your EIN, your mission statement, and we do recommend that you include your logo, as I think it will be visually appealing to folks, because I know there are some organizations listed that don't have their logo up, at least yet. So that's where definitely add your organization to the directory. We have a toolkit you can see on the right-hand side. You can click on that and it should give you just about everything that you need for your organization to promote this. Banners for email, social media graphics, a guideline to using these tools. Those are all in that toolkit. And then really like Kelsey and Robin had shared, it's really up to each organization how and how often you promote this Great Give Day out to the community using whatever channels you have accessible. And of course, if you have any issues with the website, you can reach out to Ellie and Kayla and the team for any troubleshooting.
For sure. I'm just going to pop in really quick and do a quick, here's what it actually looks like. You can see that. So hopefully you can see my screen here. The one caveat is I have this nice toolbar at the top, gives me editing access. You will not see that part, but this is the kind of home page for anyone who's going to the site. So we have one website. It's very simple, we hope, for folks to engage with. And there's really kind of 3 pages. So this main landing page, that's just got general information about the day, our total from last year, which is exciting. And then a countdown for how many days we have left, which is fun. But really kind of the main pieces of this website are going to be our 4 donors and 4 nonprofits pages. So the donors page is where the nonprofit listing actually kind of lives, where you can see it. So we direct all of our donors to this one site to see all of the participating orgs here. I'm excited to tell you we have 77 orgs on here already, which is super. I anticipate we'll have a few more pop in as we get closer. But this is a great place for our donors to go, both make their donations, but also just to learn about new nonprofits. So that's part of why we have this listing here, so that folks can go on and say, hey, I'm really interested in education orgs. Great. Now you can see who is kind of listed and set themselves in that interest area. So you can set your org into at least, or at most, 2 org areas. And that just helps our donors kind of narrow down if they know that they want to give in a certain space. But then with the mission statement, you can learn just a little bit about each org and go directly to their websites and then directly to donate as well. So this is kind of the bulk of where we're sending folks. However, send folks directly to your site when you're doing your own fundraising, your own marketing pushes. You're welcome to send them here, and that's great. We want folks to go here and see all the orgs, but we know that you're fundraising specifically for your org. So go ahead with any of your marketing materials, change things, customize, do whatever you want to do to send directly to your donate pages. But as Haley mentioned, make sure that your donate link is correct and works. That would be great. You can set it to kind of whatever you want it to be. So if you have a specific campaign you're going to run just for the day, so you can track things in its own spot, you can do that. You can send to PayPal, you can send just to your like regular donation site, whatever works best for your org. And then the other page is our nonprofits page. So that's the one that we had a screen grab of for you. This is where you'll go to access today's info session. Will be recorded and put here, so you can go back to this if you need that. This is where you add your nonprofit to that listing that shows up on the donor page. And then, like Kaylee mentioned, the toolkit is here. So we'll go into that here in just a second. And the tracking tool is also there, so you can access it here at any time throughout, but definitely by the 8th Avenue. This is just a simple survey, so hopefully it leads you to an external. It is not a Google form, so you do not have to have a Gmail anymore to fill that out, which is nice. It's just kind of a general survey. Okay, that is what I have for website, and now I'm going to turn it over to Kayla.
So everyone able to see the toolkit? Perfect. Okay, so as Haley mentioned, this is really just a great resource for all things Great Give Day. So I'm just going to walk through really quickly about everything that you can find on here. So on this welcome page, it's going to walk you through a little bit more about what Great Give Day is. I'm sure all of you guys know by now what Great Give Day is, but just a little reminder, it's going to talk about how to use this toolkit. Once again, kind of just reminding you that how and when you want to post is really up to you. There's going to be some important links on here. So the Google Drive, which is where you're going to be able to find all of the social media posts. And then on that Google Drive, there'll also be a document where you can go into Canva and make a copy of all of the posts if you want to customize them to your org at all. You're going to find a link to the Great Give Day website, the Facebook page, and then all of our emails. So you can reach out to us if you have any questions. Table of contents where you can just find what all is available in the toolkit, a general overview, and then the timeline that we currently talked about. So we're at the info session right now. We have Great Give Day coming up in 3 weeks, and then the donation tracking form is due the following day. So these next few pages are just going to be all of like the marketing materials. So we already asked folks to share the save the date, but feel free to share that soon if any of you guys would like to. On April 23rd, we're going to ask everyone to share if you are participating. We have a post for that below, and then there's also a post for the day of the event. So here's what the logo looks like. We're asking everybody to use JOCO Great Give Day as a hashtag. And then here's just some language that you can use with your social media posts. So then moving over into the post, this is what the save the date looked like. Here are the posts that you can use for if your organization is participating to share that out. At the beginning of the week of May 7th, this is a post that you can share just to remind everybody that Great Give Day is coming up this week. And then here's the one that we ask you to share on the day of Great Give Day. And then the I gave on Great Give Day, feel free to share this with any of your donors and encourage them to share that on their social media. And then now we're moving into some of the more customizable pieces. So, we just ask that kind of maybe keep the color scheme going. So, we have that cohesive vision of Great Give Day, but feel free to, customize this to your organization, however you would like. Here's some of like the profile pictures that you can use.
That's my puppy.
And then here is a printed flyer. And then here are the postcards that you can share out, either in a newsletter or printed. And then moving over onto one of the last pages, we just talk about different ways to fundraise. So if any of your organizations are able to provide a matching gift, we have some language that you could use to maybe reach out to prospective donors and ask them to provide that matching gift just to encourage even more folks to participate. You can also ask to your board to create a Facebook fundraiser, share paper mail out to potential donors and, maybe put the postcard in there, and then just some fundraising tips. There's also a link in here to talk and how to ask for matching funds. And then finally, just as we talked about before, that post-event donation tracking is really important. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the next slide, but there's the survey linked in there. And then, yeah, once again, you can find this on the website. This is also linked back to the Google Drive. And if you have any questions about anything on the toolkit, just reach out to any of us.
That was a lot of info, Kayla. You'll also note when you click on that nonprofit toolkit button on the website, it leads you to this Google Drive. So the toolkit itself is in the Google Drive. This is what Kayla was talking about with the graphics. Can you still see this screen? Yeah, okay, cool. So you can download any of the graphics as they are and use them and use that language that's in the toolkit, but you're not required to use any of that. You can change whatever you want. We do, like Kayla mentioned, hope that things stay a little bit cohesive so we know that we're all engaging in the same kind of collective effort, but feel free to change, edit, use whatever you need to out of here, whatever makes sense for your org. And this is the Canva Links customizable piece. One note, Kayla mentioned copy, please copy the design. We do have backups, but we've had it before where folks go in and just start editing and then the template is changed for everybody else. So make sure that you're copying those pieces. There's instructions on there on how to do that. But just a gentle reminder that that is helpful. And we will turn it over to Laura to talk about tracking.
Thanks, everybody. So just to kind of wrap it up here, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the tracking and data collection. So you know that this group has made it easy on us, that it's really just making sure we're getting to that tracking form before noon on May 8th. But you'll be tracking how much we collectively raised. That means you, beyond the steering committee, the report of what your individual organization brought in will not be reported, but just overall what we were able to come together as a community and fundraise together. We'll report how many organizations participated and how many donors. So you'll be tracking those on that same, all of that on that form on the website. Due once again, May 8th at noon. There'll just be one form per organization. And then the why really is, it kind of goes back to those earlier slides that we shared, that this is really reporting back to the community, our collective efforts, the collective fundraising, and to figure out, whether we'll be making changes to this next year and if we'll continue the initiative annually, and really to measure success and how many people participated. And then we've got one more slide, which are our frequently asked questions. Can I participate if I'm not part of a 501c3 as a donor? Yes, but as a fundraising organization, no. So no campaigns for the Laura Ebbinger Hawaii Retirement Fund, just the fundraising orgs only. How long will it take to be listed on the website? If you're a new organization being listed, give us a couple of days, 2 to 3 business days to get your information on the site. The toolkit's ready now, so feel free to go wild with the toolkit. And then where do donations go? That's really what your organization decides to direct things to. So that can be customized to a certain link, to a certain campaign, just as long as it's easy to track and easy to gather those the data on that by the next day. And finally, is there a match available? While there's no community foundation match for this, individual organizations are free to and encouraged to seek out matching dollars to really make this event as successful as possible. And that's all I've got.
Okay, I snuck in a new slide our steering committee doesn't even know about yet. But we are excited. We finally have all of the pieces in place. We're going to be doing an in-person event this year for Give Day as kind of a midday check-in, re-energize, connect with your other nonprofit folks, send your donors down, whatever you want that to look like. We really just want to celebrate Great Give Day, raise some more awareness, let folks in the community know what we're doing and the super important work that you all do every day. So join us, invite your staff, volunteers, and donors. We just put up a Facebook event on the Facebook page today, so check that out. There's all the information there you can share with folks. And we'll be sending some info out via email as well to everyone who's listed on the website already. But from 12 to 2 on Great Give Day, May 7th, we will be in the Ped Mall downtown. Secret, we'll see if it comes through. We might have Z102.9 there. We're working with them to see if they can have some of their Teamsters there to do some games and live music for us. But in any case, we will be there with our own music, some fun, and some cookies. So make sure you come out, enjoy time together on Great Give Day, and celebrate the work that you all do. Take a little breather maybe on your way to or from lunch, and see us in the Ped Mall. That is all the information that we have for you. Does anyone have any questions for the team?
Ellie, I put a question in the chat. When I checked it before, all of the graphics were square, and Instagram changed their format to 4x5. So I was just copying and pasting and remaking it into a 4x5, but I just wonder if they're still all square.
Yeah, good question. We do not have them right now in 4x5. But that is a good suggestion, and we can actually go through and update all of them and make sure that we have them in both formats. That's wonderful.
Hey,
Thanks.
squares good too. Like that's what we use in our newsletter. So don't delete the squares.
We will not, but we can make some updated copies in 4x5 as well.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you. Any other questions? Comments, concerns, excitement? Well, I want to say a big thank you to our steering committee members. These folks are providing lots of oversight, advice, advisory, all the things, and they're really working to get the word out with our corporate and community partners as well. So big thank you to everyone on the steering committee. We appreciate all of your help and effort, and we look forward to Great Give Day. Reach out to us if you have any questions or need to be added to the website. We're happy to do that. Otherwise, we'll see y'all on May 7th in the Ped Mall.
Thank you.
Thanks all.